going on? It has been a busy last couple of weeks, that's for sure. Some of the stuff I had to do was pretty boring and a lot of back and forth from the other shop. Not that this is all that exciting, but I only watched a little bit of that today, just really while Richard's phone call was on, and that was about it. Wow, that old fart on there was driving me nuts. He kept like smacking his gums, and it was right into the microphone, and it was making my skin crawl. Yeah, I'm pretty much all about Kanye now. You know, it's just something I do. Something I'm into. Got Darth Chula. No, it was a bad cast. It had a lot of bubbles on it. I tried some of that other resin, and I pretty much knew it was pretty bad because it was so cloudy. Yeah, it's garbage. It's only good for like filler. Got an army of chulas. Let's see. This is my master. This is the first one I ever poured in the mold. So this one stays aside for future molds if they ever need to be made again. I doubt I'm going to do any more, but skin started peeling off my hands from chemical burns from so much resin. I need a break from it for a while. It's pretty caustic stuff. Even with gloves, you get it on your tools and you end up with little bits of it all over you, and it's a mess. And Josh Kenobi. did this? There it goes. That's weird. It's just like a chemical peel. Yeah, it takes off a little bit of the top layer. So we completely cooked this mold. It is toast. I pulled the last one out this morning and it's starting to come apart. You can see the color change inside. It starts to leach the oils out of the silicone, especially on the edges. And it starts getting brittle. But this worked out really well, doing the shell. This one that I did with that brush on silicone, I'll never use this product again. I got a couple of good casts out of it, and then it started to tear away. So it's not a grade of silicone that I want to use again. It started to pull away pieces. Yeah, and that little bottle there, it was like, you know, $50 some for that little bottle. So, but it's for simple stuff, I think, crafty stuff. I tried it. But the process itself worked great. And that's what I'll do in the future for something like that, where I use a shell. All in all, it worked out great. So I can use this same shell to pour the next mold. All I have to do is put the master inside of it and then bolt it together or screw it together and then pour in new silicone to make another liner. So that's a winner. That worked. But even you can see that it's starting to, it's not flush with the bottom anymore. It's just a little bit, like a 16th. But as the silicone starts to wear, it loses a little bit of its flexibility, and it's not too bad. But you can feel it. It's a little bit springy trying to go back together, so it's pressing. But yeah, that worked out really well. We'll definitely do that again. Might have some other stuff to cast very soon. All right, Dark Tula, Darth Law. I've got a few numbers to engrave. I've got that file ready to go and just waiting on that super glue. That's what that other thing I was doing was is brass sheet for the little number plates that go on the back. I just got a few seams to clear up on some of these. I don't know if this is a glitch here with YouTube, but the chat keeps disappearing. Yeah, I'm kind of waiting. What time is it here? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. I have a shipment of boxes coming from Uline that I was kind of expecting today. Yeah, FedEx has been kind of weird around here lately. They must be having some issue either with personnel or they should be here tomorrow. There's a Uline center here in Georgia, so it doesn't take them long to get here. I wish I knew what was going on with this chat. It keeps just disappearing completely. Yeah, it's a crazy catalog, and some of that stuff is high dollar. I wish I could completely redo my whole shop with shelving from Uline, but it would cost thousands and thousands of dollars to do. But I'd really like to do it. All those nice stainless steel tables, God, they're like $1,500 a piece. They have all those rolling shelving systems where you can just, they have on the big casters. Boy, that would be nice. Put the entire shop on those things and just push it all to one side and pull it out as you need it. That would be fantastic. Put all the tools on them, grinders and belt sanders and everything, and chop saw, mount everything on those rolling carts. That'd be great. So the first mold I made was a two-part mold that split along the side, so I actually had two seams on each one to deal with. This one I only have the main one running down the back, so it's pretty nice. Doesn't take that long to clean them up though. definitely faster now, though. Yeah, it just keeps disappearing. You know, like it just blanks and disappears. So I don't know if it could be a Chrome glitch. You know, things happen from one day to the next, where it's like they do an update and then everyone else has to catch up. Let's see, this one. Well, once these are all out, then we can get back to some of the more exciting stuff. A few kumias to do. What are you doing? I hear you out there. get down enough, I'll leave you be, but if you start knocking stuff on the floor, then you gotta get down. Okay? So learn how to be more inconspicuous. Clumsiest cat I've ever seen. She cannot get anywhere without knocking everything over on the way. Eggs, he's like a ballerina. He just tiptoes through everything. She just plows everything over. You know, it's that little kitten. Maybe she'll kind of get a little bit more skill together as she gets bigger, but it's unreal. Good thing I didn't name her Grace. Really, really nice castings. No bubbles. Really nice. Let's get that little back seam to deal with. Seen a lot of stuff come out of Asia, and their resin is just awful. And I'm sure they have no health and safety standards for the people over there, but a lot of the stuff that I see is rotocast. They just have a rack that's like a gimbal, has 6 degrees, and then they mount their mold into it, pour some resin in there, fill it up maybe about 3/4, and then they put a plug in the gate, and then the machine rotates it. Like you've seen those astronaut training gimbals, they put them on, but that's basically what it does, and it just rotates the resin all over and coats the inside of the mold, leaving a lot of it hollow. But you can tell their resin is just awful. If you look in there, it's all spongy and full of bubbles because they're not pressure casting. Let's see, where was that other one? Hey, Amy. How are you doing tonight? Earlier, I accused Amy of watching the Hinchcliffe video all day long, wishing she was the lucky gal. Not everyone can be the princess. That's got to be a sham marriage. That's a citizenship marriage right there. Every picture I see those two in, she's like pulling all the way away from him, trying to get away from him. It's quite funny. So the way I poured these, I ended up with the gate on the top of the head. First time I did it, I put the gate on the bottom. So then I had to sand off this big plug. This time I just had a small plug to saw off on the top and then just basically smooth over this spot. And boy, is it a lot less work than the first round. After you pour a mold a bunch of times, you kind of start to learn the way everything's flowing inside, and you have a pretty good guess before you do it. But if I did it again, I think I would even put the gate, just tip it slightly back on the crown of the head right there, and then make them pour this way. You'd have to tip it in to fill the bottom, but once you filled the bottom, pour it in here. I don't know that I'll do any more though. I'm really kind of chewing it out. He must be an incredibly annoying human being to hang around with. That's got to be one of those just convenience marriages so she can get in the country. I can't see anything else. They're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. But Tony's not into women. I mean, come on. Get out of here with that. He's definitely living a lie there. Just be yourself, Tone. No one's going to mind. And everybody already knows. From what I've seen of the West Coast comedy, though, it's every bit as bad. It's just a different kind of obnoxious. behavior. Yeah, and the thing about weed is it could be hilarious, but you have to be smoking weed too. It's not funny that they're smoking weed. I don't think they realize that. I really don't like to see what's happened with stone science. That thing is just one big commercial for that weed place. I didn't watch it at all either. I just needed really a break from it. I haven't watched Schmutz in a couple of weeks. But I also think I'm completely sick of podcasts. I tried to watch Gomez to Amico today, and I made it about 10 minutes. And it's just like, oh, I just don't want to hear these guys ramble on. And it's the same stuff. Same stuff all the time. So it's probably fine. Yeah, the content's probably fine, even at, well, I can't say compound because some of that's pretty bad. But like Brennan's show, I generally find it's kind of entertaining. But it's the same thing of this sitting around and listening to another man. I think they need to make them shorter. They need to start making podcasts shorter. I don't think anyone would care. 30 minutes tops for a podcast. Call it a day. It's 1.5, 2 hours, 3 hours thing is crazy. Unless they're really doing something. And I don't know what comedians are going to do, but they can't keep doing this. They can't keep doing this comedian roundtable thing. It's terrible. None of them are funny. It makes you realize how few really funny people are actually out there. You know, these guys are spending months on stage developing their act, taking this joke, throwing this one out until they get an act together. But most of what's coming out of them is just bomb after bomb. It's not good. I mean, who couldn't put together a funny act in about 6 months? I mean, unless you're just a completely unfunny person, but really, who couldn't work out a good 15-minute, half-hour spot? Here. I want Kanye to come out as a flat earther. That would be the best. Flat Earth. That would make my week. I bet Kanye is a flat earther. I bet he is. I'm just going to go ahead and say right now that he is. You don't think Kanye's mom's watching over you? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't make it long on the latest chip. I just can't. I can't do it anymore. It's also it's not even the same character anymore. It's a whole new character that's really not endearing. It's almost like it's he's too aggressive now with it, and it's just kind of obnoxious. The old chip was just kind of like a dolt, you know. New chip has just got a ton of attitude. I think Jim just needs to become Chip permanently. Stop messing around. Forget about Jim. Jim is gone. I am going to go live on that compound with Kanye in Wyoming. Kanye and I are going to ride dirt bikes. We're going to target practice. I expect it'll be pretty good. Good times. That would be a pretty good gig, I think. As long as those Kardashians aren't hanging around too much. I don't need a lot of that going on. Like a nice robot defense system. Pretty good. A little something there. So I'm going to do my quality control. Just a little flake of resin. I don't know a whole lot about Kanye lore, to be honest. I'm going to try to learn more. If I could just somehow absorb that knowledge without putting too much time into it, I'd like to just be able to one-up everyone on Kanye facts. Obscure stuff. But I really don't want to put a lot of effort into it. You know, I could make a Kanye head. Do a Kanye head. Probably get 1 million followers on Twitter. And then I could, Kanye would have to pay me to not make it say crazy things. I had vents on the tip of the ears, so everyone I just gotta take that little nub off. That was the best place for those to go. I've seen some of the craziest posts in the last few days, people with Kanye. I had no idea people were that obsessed. Kind of surprising, actually. So I saw some of the real numbers today. Oh, I'll tell you what, I'll be right back. I gotta get my coffee. I've turned on the coffee pot and then I forgot about it and coffee got cold, so I put it on reheat and then I just forgot about it again. So, it's still on. So some of the real numbers have come in on that new Star Wars movie, and it ain't good. Rumor is Kathleen Kennedy has been fired. So on its opening weekend, it made $83 million domestically. Total. To put that in perspective, The Force Awakens made $70 million a day during its opening week. And I think even The Last Jedi, I think, made $50 million a day. So definitely it's going down. But yeah, this one is, they're not even going to make their filming budget back on this one, which is a pretty astonishing thing for a Star Wars movie to not even make back his budget. I mean, I think, someone could make a fan film that would do better than that. Yeah, I got that rumor a few days ago. And it wouldn't surprise me, because this isn't like Breaking Even. Breaking Even, they'd say, okay, well, tried the little social agenda thing and it failed miserably. But considering, all the money that goes into something like this, the promotional, the toy design, and that's all that stuff is international. So one figure I saw was that they need to make about 900 million to break even on all the filming, all the promotion, all the trailers, and all that like that. So I heard it was 600 million to make that movie. Now, some of the other kind of the shill sites are saying 250 million. There's no way. There's no way they only spent 250 million on that, making that movie. But Ron Howard basically came in and reshot the whole movie. So if this movie can't even make back the filming budget, it has no chance of making back all the commercials and promotion. All the stuff that they print to put up in the movie theaters, like all the stand-ups and the posters, and it's millions and millions and millions of dollars. So they're not going to take the board of directors and the shareholders aren't going to take that kind of a loss. It's really astonishing too, because you could take a box, you could throw in a Luke Skywalker and some stormtroopers and a couple of characters and just shake it and toss a movie out, and people would go see it. It's really an astonishing thing that Disney was able to destroy this property like that. Star Wars is basically a license to print money. It's like having a mint. And they ruined it. I think, I think you could argue that as far as films go, it's probably one of the biggest cultural phenomenons ever, historically. I can't think of two, Star Trek is up there. And then you got some of the modern stuff like Harry Potter and things like that. But Star Wars has been, a 40-year money-making juggernaut. like having so many of these just lined up and sitting around. I hate to have to send them out. It's just like having a little army. Every day you watch your little pile grow. Let's get you guys in here. Let's bring down this big tree small tune. He doesn't have any buns yet. He's got some nice droopers. Not really refined. He's bald. That's probably what's going to happen to him anyways. His blades are pulling the hair out of the top of his head. As the blades come down, the hair pulls in and gets shorter. Let's see. Well, I don't think FedEx is. I think 8 o'clock they're done. So, well, tomorrow we'll be packing everybody up. You're back up here, huh? Back on the counter. Well, that's the rumor I hear. And it's starting to circulate a little bit too, so it might have legs. Political agendas aside, you can't lose $500 million. I mean, a company just can't really absorb that. Along with all the bad PR overall, they're also getting a lot of bad PR over the Muppets. Start messing with a brand like the Disney name, and it's a problem. Well, I don't even think that's really the case. I think it's more that people don't want to see something that they're already familiar with. They don't want to see it put in those crazy scenarios. it's seen as unnecessary. You know, people are really sick of politics. They're just tired of it. And then you go to try to go to watch a movie or something that you've followed since you were a little kid, and then everyone's injecting some weird social message into it. It's really, really strange. Even if you don't know exactly why it bothers you, it bothers you. Because you know it's not right. And you know, I'm completely out of the loop on that Disney Muppets thing. I don't even know what they did. But it's a rough time for Disney. You know, ABC is a part of that. It's a sister company. So then they've just had that Roseanne thing, and that's not going well for them. All of the protest rallies and pundits and podcasts, none of them have had the effect that this Star Wars movie bombing will have. I mean, really, that's all you have to do is, I've told people forever, turn off the football, turn off the TV, turn off the movies, stop with it. That's the only thing that they're going to understand. Well, you have two very different demographics between the Roseanne and the Star Wars, and so you're covering a whole lot of people at one time. Regular, you know, just people that aren't involved in all the Star Wars stuff, they can understand the Roseanne deal. What that showed, like what, 18 million viewers a night or something crazy. I saw on TMZ that ABC is in talks for a Sarah Gilbert spinoff. Like, are you kidding me? You really think that is going to do anything? I mean, these people, they're this out of touch. I always just think that they're being defiant. I have a hard time believing that they're this out of touch. Trickling down into some of the smaller positions, yeah, they're probably completely out of touch. But up at the very top where all the money starts moving around, they know what's going on. They got decades of numbers to look at and refer to. Well, I can tell you those 18 million people aren't going to tune in for Sarah Gilbert, Roseanne spinoff. That's not going to happen. Well, a lot of people like an echo chamber, regardless of the ideology. They love it. they like that confirmation and to have their beliefs kind of made legitimate in their mind anyways. It's comforting, I think. Around here. How can I get more? This way. Yeah. You know, everybody loves an echo chamber on everything. Music. I would say that's probably the natural order if you're looking at an average. This is the bottom from the original sculpt that broke off when I pulled it out of the mold. So I was putting Honey Bear on it so he could just chill and cause some downfalls as well. Gonna cause Peanut Butter to have a bad day. So I might possibly have a new project to start on. And if we do, it's going to push back Skeksis for a little bit because it's going to be mainly count, masks, animatronics until that's done, and this other project. But this other project is cool. I can't really say what it is now yet because there's not an agreement on it. But it's very cool if it goes down, and would also, I would expect, be very good for the channel. So just playing that by ear for now. I can't at all. I can't at all. Because I don't want you to figure it out even. But it would be a really, really cool project. The subject is kind of odd, but it would be really cool. So hopefully I can find out about that in the next day or so. And get started on it. And then it'll be that project and the count. And then we'll get back to Skeksis. Which this other project I think will do more for the channel than the Skeksis will. Although in the long term, the Skeksis is a very good thing to do. No, it's not going to be a Kanye head. Hopefully I can let you know really soon. I'm kind of waiting on some stuff. Neither. Forgot I had this. That is pretty cool. Don't have to order any. Oh, shit. What kind of nonsense was that? It is possible that this other project could handle the 3D printer issue. And if that's the case, that opens us up to a lot of other things. Bottles. Transfer that to another bottle. This other one busted too. I didn't even notice that. It's the craziest thing. I've never seen one of these bottles do that. You know, so we'll see. Oh, as soon as I can share it with you, I will. I'm mainly not sharing it with you because I don't have permission. If you guys want wang sauce for your tendies, this is the best. The best sauce. Now, it'll burn your face off, but it is the best. Hey, keep some things on the shelf, okay? Come on. You can handle this. You can handle this. All right. Get up here and live stream. Oh, there you go. Lick your butt for the world. Enjoy, guys. Cat licking her butt. Oh, that's good. Where's your thing? Here it is. I don't want to get my fingers in there. You need a trim. Okay. Sneak a couple in. Oh, look out. Oh, give me that one. Come on. Hang on. Come on. Let me get one more. Good. Lando, make sure, have you emailed me your address? Make sure that you do that. Do it on email, please. Because I have a folder there where I can print a list. Yes, and she's wild. She gets very aggressive on the nip. When you do the nip, it's about to get wild. The little wavy lines are starting to kick in. Getting a little baked. Getting a little baked. She's getting a little baked. Getting a little nipped up. Don't roll off the table. Oh, you got a good buzz now, huh? Good buzz going? Apparently it gets them really high. Just has that effect on them. Oh, now you're just rolling in it. Oh. Oh. Are you buzzing? Are you buzzing? Ow. Oh. No, for humans, it's calming. I think it's in the mint family, isn't it? Isn't it a type of mint? I know you can put it in your tea and stuff like that, and it's supposed to like calm you down. You got nip on you. What's all that nip on you? What's all that nip? Well, just don't get those back legs in there. Those things hurt. Don't start kicking. Eggs has kind of taught her how to play a little bit. Oh, keep those in. Keep those in. She was really rough. It wasn't mean. She just played full claws all the way out. She tore me up real good in the beginning. Just trying to play with her. Yeah, those Facebook streams when I was doing those over there in Viduka, but my whole hand was torn up real bad. I've got scars right there. These two lines. That's from her. I was just walking by and she jumped up off the floor and like grabbed onto my hand with both front claws. Tore me up. Well, and that's exactly what it looked like. It was pretty, but it looked worse on the camera than it actually was, but it looked really, really terrible. That was back in March, April. Ow. Ow. Not so deep. I know you're a little. Ow. Ow. No, 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 no. No back feet. Ouch. Those back legs are the killer when they start kicking. Oof. I need to blur out your nipples. I don't want to get banned from YouTube because you're feeling a little saucy. Let me get the sharp stuff away from you. You can have that though. Oh, give it hell. Get it. Yeah, imagine you're like a field mouse or a rat or something, or a chipmunk, and a giant cat gets you and starts giving you the kick. Oh, you're done. You're finished. Now you don't know which one. I got them both. You got your foot in there and everything. Got 1 foot. Oh, you know what? I need to try the laser pointer on her. I got one of those things around here somewhere. Eggs goes insane over the laser. I bet she'd go mental. No, but 4 years of probation. He's done. He's toast. 4 years of probation and drug testing. He'll never make it. I think he got a little bit of mercy because of supporting his mom. No, he did get rehab. Yeah, he got a drug treatment program, drug testing, and 4 years of probation. Yeah, he's never going to make it. He's not going to make it a year. And by that, I mean, I don't think he'll be alive for a year. Because what's going to happen is he's going to break down and he's going to get really, really high. And then he's going to get down because if he fails his drug test, he's toast. So then he's going to just go on a bender. Because that's what junkies do. They'll say, well, I'm already screwed, so I might as well go all the way. Well, if you think about the timeline, he's been doing heroin for 20 years. The only reason he's alive is because he snorts it. He doesn't shoot it. But he's got a 20-year heroin. He was doing it back on Stern. I tell you what, if I was someone up there in New Jersey or New York who had, a family member in jail at Rikers or something like that for weed, I would be going insane on social media and with the DA's office. I would be running their phone. I mean, that's just a complete lack of equal justice under the law. I mean, I don't think anyone should be in jail for dope, regardless. As long as you're not, and Artie's like a perfect case of that, where he's not victimizing anyone. He's really not harming anybody. Just let the guy do his, just do it. Let a guy do his dope and kill himself like he wants to. Well, I think he actually is like a really nice guy, though. Like with his friends and stuff like that. It sounds like he's very generous and he's a good friend. His personality, yeah, he doesn't seem like a nice guy. But also, too, he was never into all that racial stuff before he went on that AA show. I mean, he would do some, but not like he was on that show. He was ridiculous on that Compound show. Kumi, I'm putting up a tweet from Voss. Of course, I can't see it. I was blocked by Voss so long ago, that thin-skinned idiot. Oh yeah, he was almost he was a caricature of himself. It was ridiculous how out of the way he went to, and how hack. It wasn't even good humor. No, you don't need that. You don't need that. I got about a dozen bell jars that I need to boil too. What do you think of this guy, Nix? What do you think of this Coombs? What about that Coombs? I should make some like hands that I could put over my hands. Some silicone hands. Claw that flesh. I was kind of hoping she would like grab it and start kicking it in the face so I'd have it on video. Wasn't going for it. All right, I think I'm going to end this stream. I've kind of gotten back on my sleep schedule and not doing that 2, 3, 4 in the morning thing that I was doing there for a couple of weeks. That caught up to me real quick. But I'm kind of back to getting up at 7 in the morning, 7 a.m. and starting. So I'm going to try to stick with that. I'm much more productive when I'm on that schedule. So I'm going to see. I'm going to get here on my mail, see if I can get this other thing lined up and going, so we can get started on that. It'll be a fun one. All right. What do you think, Nix? No, 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 no. Oh, you want to get it? Huh? You want to eat it? Oh, you're all stoned on catnip, all nipped up. Good girl. You're a good girl. You're starting to figure it out. Not being so much of a savage. All right, you guys have a great night. We'll do another one here. We'll be back on. I don't know if I'll stream tomorrow night because I'm going to try to get all of these chulas out. So depending on how that goes, there's two things that could happen. I can get on the morning shipment for delivery, and then I can be packing during the day, or it's going to, oh, there you go, it fell off. Or they show up here at 6 or 7 at night, and then in that case, I won't be streaming because I'll be doing all the packing in the evening. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Okay. So that works out good. I'll pack during the show. So, guys, thanks for hanging out. Not very eventful tonight, but you got to see Nika clean her butt. So there's that, anyways. All right. Have a great night.